But yeah, I was explaining the Feynman technique in the very beginning of the stream, and I thought it's such a good technique to learning anything that you'd essentially want to break down and learn for yourself. So to rehash it really quick, the Feynman technique is basically choosing what you learn, teaching it to yourself, and I would say adding, keeping others in mind when you are teaching yourself, because when you learn something, you're developing a common language between the material itself and you yourself. Like you are creatively reinterpreting the material in your own way that makes sense to you, right? But what you would want to do is you want to essentially create analogies to whatever you're learning. Like, what is this like? How can I explain this in a way that is like it's at a high level, but at the same time it's more approachable and it makes sense. And the answers to that that I found so useful to me is creating analogies. So that's essentially the Feynman technique. Yeah. And yeah, they are. And the thing is, it's not like you're confined to like one analogy. There's like a billion analogies, because like even in regular conversation, you like when you're describing something to someone, it's like like how I'm about to do right now. It's like going up to someone and well, it's like going up to your sibling, and then you think to yourself like, okay, like how would this make sense to them? Like what do they do? Well, let's say they play games. Like my younger brothers play Fortnite, Roblox, that kind of stuff. And so you would explain it to them in those terms. So going back to the second step, it's like teach it to yourself, but keep the other language common to the person who you would want to teach it to in mind also. So that way you develop a wider vocabulary for whatever you want to teach, and that essentially is breaking things down, simplifying it, and then after you're done with that, you go back to what you would want to learn, and then you would repeat that process. Oh, the biggest thing is to write everything down, like actually write everything down, and I'm not talking about just the notes. I'm talking about your thoughts. Inject yourself in there, like inject yourself into whatever you're learning. Like I study creativity. And so, like I readily put like a quote in there, like right here, and then I put my thoughts. Like like if I want to reinterpret that in some some way, or if I don't necessarily agree with it, I can put these down, and then I've essentially become a part of the conversation without really like it's not just me and the textbook and I'm trying to learn the textbook. It's like I am actively trying to have a conversation with the ideas of the author themselves. That's the crux of really engaging, making the lesson your own, right? Or making the conversation your own. Because once you inject yourself in there, it's no longer just a lesson. It's like a productive conversation, a mutual tutorial between you and the author, or you and the ideas of the author. So yeah, that's what I think. That's what I do every single study stream that I do. But yeah, this is more or less stuff to keep in mind when you're doing like when you're studying, right? You don't want to separate yourself from the material. You want to get closer to it. You want to make it yours. Like make your own custom font, like I was saying in the very beginning. Like I always use this in my in my what is it called? In my articles, because it's fun. Like if you're not having fun, what are you doing? Really? So yeah.